News 10 on Market Street in Center City, where it was duck and cover from the heavy rain. Today's rain gear, whatever you happen to have on hand when the skies opened up. The same soggy story in the suburbs. News 10 on Lancaster Avenue in Ardmore. A trusty umbrella was like gold for people looking to dodge the drops. And today's heavy rain may be to blame for this tractor-trailer accident on Interstate 95. Chopper 10's gyro came over the scene this afternoon. The big rig jackknifed on northbound I-95 on the ramp to the westbound Vine Street Expressway. 3 cars were also involved in the accident. No word yet on whether anyone was hurt. Traffic is getting by again on both I-95 and the Vine Street Expressway. Let's get the latest from John Belaris. He is outside in the rain. John?
Yeah, Tracy, we have some good news and we have some bad news. The good news is we need the rain. The bad news is your evening rush just simply stinks. Let's check it out right now and see what we have. We have a flash flood watch. That's for tonight for the Poconos. Everywhere else, we're just going to get flooding rains. The street and highways are going to feature localized flooding. Look at the Doppler radar. The rain moved in around 11 o'clock this morning, the steady rain. Now the heavy rain is with us. It'll be with us on and off through a good chunk of the night, at least until the midnight hour. And you can see heavy rain picked up on Doppler. The lighter colors and the red indicating heavy rain, the green, the light to moderate rain. How much rain have we gotten so far? Well, anywhere from a ½ an inch in Doylestown to almost an inch right here outside our studios. I'll be back in just a few minutes and give you the very latest forecast and a sneak peek into the upcoming weekend as well. Tracy and Art.
Okay, thank you, John. See you in a bit. Our other top story.
Flowing slowly as it should be. The streets are awfully wet. Another look at traffic coming up a little later, Rob.
Slow going.
Okay, and as we put this into motion, we're going to talk about the threat for heavy rainfall in the northeast, strong thunderstorms in the southeast and the southern plains, and rainfall tapering off across the northwest. So 3 different trouble spots across the nation. Here's our low tracking on through the northeast in our frontal boundary. Boy, we've seen some heavy downpours, and we may see even more in the way of heavy rainfall. Strong thunderstorms are a big threat across South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, even Alabama and Mississippi, and back into Oklahoma and Kansas. We've already seen large hail up to 1 inch or 2 in diameter, and the possibility of even some funnel clouds sighted in this region. So yeah, it's a pretty rough afternoon for you guys with just scattered showers for the Great Lakes.
While on leave from the ballet.
This WeatherScope is sponsored by LensCrafters, helping people see better 1 hour at a time.
This is WeatherScope.
A storm system spreading across the east promises to produce an extremely rainy night from New York to the Carolinas and the potential for severe weather across the south. Good afternoon, I'm Mike Bono. For the latest on the storm status at this hour, we go to Bill Keneally in the Forecast Center.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. Again, we have shades of October or maybe even November on the weather map for tonight and tomorrow in the Northeast. We also have very reminiscent weather of a severe weather season in the Southeast, and let's get right to that now. First up, we have severe thunderstorm watch in effect in portions of Oklahoma, including Oklahoma City as well as the Tulsa area. In addition, a tornado watch in North Carolina now for the Greensboro region and over towards Raleigh and Durham. That goes into the early evening hours. Severe threat pretty high. We have a frontal zone, and again, that front extending roughly about in this fashion. It's stationary back here, still making some progress, though. That was a pretty ugly little point there. There's a better one. And you can see this front, and drier air is starting to work into Kentucky and Tennessee, and believe me, this is a phenomenal weather pattern for August. Hang in there, Atlanta. Hang in there, Charlotte. Hang in there, Norfolk, Virginia. The air is going to really dry out in a big, big way. There again is our frontal zone. Action is focused on the front, especially in Oklahoma. Let's take you out there right now. And if you have travel plans on Interstate 40 next half hour, take it easy. Out a little west of Clinton and Weatherford, this is a nasty, nasty storm. Large hail, very high wind at the onset, and obviously some very heavy rainfall. Everything here is pretty much heading southward at about 15 miles per hour. Tulsa area east of town getting hit pretty good now, so I think the worst of it is over now for I-44. Earlier, plate glass window blown out up around Dewey, Oklahoma, not too far out of the city of Bartlesville. It's taken now into the Carolinas, and look in Virginia, even some big storms north of the Raleigh area. So this is not too far from, Danville, South Boston, Virginia. Pretty good squall line crossing Edenton, North Carolina. We have a special marine warning now for the Albemarle Sound. And again, around Raleigh and down around Jordan Lake and extending back to about Asheboro and around the High Rock Lake area, some heavy storms and high wind and hail can be expected as well. You can see another line developing now from right near about, we'll call it Darlington, South Carolina, down to about Statesboro in Georgia. And yet another line developing in the Augusta area, extending down towards Abbeville and around the Eufaula area in Alabama. Use caution. Barber County, by the way, in Alabama still has a severe thunderstorm warning till 5 o'clock local time. Checking out the Doppler radar. This is a nasty-looking squall line coming now into the Albemarle Sound. Again, it's affecting Edenton. It will be moving east, so watch out around Elizabeth City and also around Plymouth, North Carolina, and eventually cutting down towards the areas around Goldsboro and Kinston and New Bern. And there are the big storms back in the picture. A couple of barrages of rough weather today in the Raleigh-Durham area. In the Atlanta proper, not too bad now. The bulk of the rain along Interstate 20, as you can see. The worst of it looks like south DeKalb County. And there's that squall line marching across 20 down towards Macon. Everything here is heading to the east-southeast at about 20 miles per hour. And again, a lot of bright cloud clusters there, representative of the big storms on the Carolina and Georgia Piedmont. Up the coast may not necessarily be severe weather. We have lots of rainfall, though. Upwards of an inch of rain has fallen so far in Washington. Temperatures are not budging. She's moving along. It's chilly out there. Temperatures barely hitting 70 today. And